Yo everyone, and welcome back to my channel. So I'm not sure if you can notice any difference. I hope you can. I got a brand new camera, everybody. I got a Canon EOS 80D. I got a big man's camera, and I've normally got a viewfinder on top, but this time it's on the side, so I'm really going to try not to be looking in that direction and just look straight ahead at you guys. So this has been a requested video from you guys, and updated my top 10 highlighters video, predominantly for Asian, as in Pakistani, Indian, and yes, Bangladeshi as well. I know people get annoyed when I miss out Bangladesh. It's all one continent, people. Medium and tan skin, so it doesn't matter what country you're from or what your race is. Tan skin basically. And obviously a lot of these will be for those of you who are not maybe of the complexion of that I am as well, but you may find this useful. Now I've done this video twice. I did one 2 years ago, I did one last year, and I had a look at both of them and I was like, now is any of this still relevant? Because let's be honest, I'm always buying new makeup, always trying out new things, and I have all the highlighters that I'm going to show you. I think I've only ever shown one before in one of my previous videos. So these, none of these, I've made sure to check, none of them are limited edition. They're all still available. One or two of them may eventually not be available anymore, but whatever, there is an option to use other ones as well. And just for reference, in MAC I'm an NC40, but I'm gradually kind of changing over to NC42 because summer's here and I tan like this. Like seriously, like it takes one car journey and before you know it, my arm is a completely different colour to my other arm. So I'm going to show you my top 10 favourite ones. It was really hard. It was not easy at all to pick my top 10. There are others which are favourites as well, but a lot of them were limited edition, and I just had to be really kind of brutal and savage with the ones that I chose to help you guys. The first one I'm going to show you is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Sweets Glow Kit. Now a lot of the things I'm going to show you, some of them are individual highlighters, some of them are palettes. Sometimes it actually works out cheaper to buy a palette because you get a couple for one price, whereas buying an individual one could cost you 20 quid, which can be quite a lot of money. Now I love this glow kit. Now I have shown it to you guys many times before, and it is still as broken as it was when I first showed it to you. I still use it all the time. Let me really slowly take this off. And here it is. I absolutely love this. Every single one of these shades works with me. I hate it when I buy highlighter palettes where I can only use one or two shades. So all the ones that I've shown you are palettes where every single shade suits my skin tone. So this shade here, especially Marshmallow, oh my god, it's like a gorgeous kind of yellowy whitish gold, if that makes sense. This one here, Sassy Grape, is a beautiful pinkish purple. Butterscotch, a lovely warm golden shade, and then Taffy is a beautiful bronzy orangey golden sort of shade. So each one of these works beautifully on my skin tone. Anastasia Beverly Hills glow kits are a little bit glittery. I'm actually wearing the Nicole Guerrero one today. It would have been in this video if it wasn't limited edition and unavailable anymore, but I do love her glow kits quite a lot. Yes, they can be a little bit glittery, but it's up to you how you apply them and how your skin's texture is as well. I mean, I've got textured skin, but I still managed to get away with wearing it. I've had my makeup on for quite a few hours now. I've been fasting as well, so I think like that's why my eyes probably look a little bit like, what's she been smoking? I ain't been smoking nothing, trust me. I've just been fasting all day, and I think it's time to take my makeup off. So this one is definitely one of my favourites. Another favourite of mine, I don't know why I'm going to keep saying this, they're all favourites, is the Makeup Geek Kathleen Lights Highlighter Palette. Now I don't know if you guys remember, if you saw my 2016 Beauty Favourites of the Year, this one I mentioned was my favourite highlighter palette, highlighters in general, of the whole of 2016. I love this so much. This was a collaboration with Makeup Geek and Kathleen Lights of YouTube. So it's got three gorgeous shades: Sunlight, Starlight and Nightlight, and it is still available now. I mean, the joke is it even says on the back, a limited edition collection of 3 essential highlight shades. You can still buy it now, and it's been like a year. So at some point she probably will discontinue it, but until then you can definitely get it. I will link my review along with swatches to this below. All the ones that I've done reviews on I will link below for you guys so that you can have a look in a little bit more in depth, as well as seeing swatches as well. So I won't show swatches of this one, but I love this. Makeup Geek highlighters are definitely some of the best highlighters on the market. Now, if you have got textured skin, these are the kind of highlighters that you want. They're very soft, very luminous, and very finely milled. They're not glittery whatsoever, which is why you can't really see any glitter. as I'm like waving it around. And I love the fact, sorry, I just sneezed, so my eyes are probably going to go even more red. Allergies and powders flying around. These two golden shades are stunning. Now this one in particular looks really dark. It's so not dark. It's completely different to how it appears here. It's just gorgeous and just gorgeous. I love it. I love all of them, especially this pinkish one. Now sometimes pink ones can be difficult to show up on medium skin tone, I've personally noticed. Now this has got a slight silvery undertone to it, but it still applies beautifully to the skin. It's a gorgeous pinky sort of highlight that will look amazing on all skin tones. This whole palette is amazing for every single skin tone out there. Don't forget Kathleen Lights is very pale. So if that works on her and it works on me, doesn't matter how dark you are, this will work on you as well. This one is still my favorite out of all the ones I'm going to show you. I have not come across a highlighter or highlighter palette yet that has managed to beat this, in my opinion anyway. The next one is the Crime Hi-Lite Opals palette. This one came out a few months ago. I've done a review along with swatches, which I will link below. And again, it's gorgeous. So it's got the shades pink, gold and peach, and they all show up beautifully on the skin. In all honesty, I know that half of 2017 is already gone. I'm definitely going to have to say that this one and the Blossoms palette are probably my favourite highlighters of the year so far. Again, soft, beautiful, finely milled, very similar to Makeup Geek, but the difference is that they've got a slight colour shift to them. So depending on how you see yourself under any kind of light is how that will show up on the skin. The peach appears as a beautiful peach. The gold appears as a beautiful gold. The pink appears as a beautiful pink. And sometimes that doesn't always happen when it comes to shades such as this. So I am genuinely really happy with this and I love it. Obviously you already know what I'm going to show you next. The Hi-Lite Blossoms palette by Crime. I got both of mine from Love Makeup in the UK. I've done a review along with swatches of this one as well, which I'll link below for you guys. Now this one is the slightly darker one, and the way I say is because this one is geared more towards medium to dark skin tones, whereas the other one I showed you is geared more towards fairer and medium skin tones, but I would definitely say that both work on all skin tones. I think it's more of a personal preference thing. Sorry, there's a whole load of dust, no wonder I keep sneezing. This one, again, it's stunning, and out of the both of them, this one is definitely my favourite one. This one in the middle, which looks very scary, the lavender shade, I mean, look at it, it's beautiful. It's gorgeous. I absolutely love this. Same reasons as the other one. Beautiful, soft, finely milled, very powerful highlight. Looks stunning on all skin tones. Plus, I've also been using these on my eyelids as well. So they work really well across other parts of your face and body. Next one I'm going to show you, very unexciting packaging. Nearly dropped it. Is the Bobbi Brown highlighter powder in the shade Bronze and Glow. It looks like so. Gorgeous. Now this one seems to always look kind of dark in the actual palette itself, but it's really not. This one again will work on all skin tones, but I would definitely say this would work more on medium and dark skin tones rather than fairer. I think on fair it might look a bit too dark on your skin. Now I bought this at the same time as my best friend Michelle, who is black. She bought this as well, and it looks stunning on her skin tone as well as my own. This one is not glittery at all, and it's slightly thicker than a lot of the other ones, but I will show you a swatch because I've obviously not done a review on one highlighter. So here you can see gorgeous kind of bronzy golden shade, and it looks stunning, and it definitely does not show up imperfections and that sort of thing. It's more of a, and it's not glittery at all. There are slight particles of shimmer. I apologize, my talking's weird. Is anybody else's like the way that they talk is like sounds really drunk when they've been fasting? I'm like blah 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 blah. Not so great if you're a YouTuber, eh? But yes, as I was saying, this one is not glittery, but it's got slight particles of glitter in it, but it's not enough to like emphasize your skin pores. So this is definitely one of my favorites. This one is a little bit expensive. Let's be honest, Bobbi Brown ain't cheap. So if spending 30 odd quid on, I think it was, I can't even remember when I bought this sometime last year, you don't always have to spend as much. You can always spend the same amount of this as one of the highlighter palettes, which would probably be around the same, give or take a few quid here or there. Next one I'm going to show you guys is the Sleek Makeup Highlighting Palette, the Solstice one, made famous by Jaclyn Hill. Now this is the only drugstore one I'm going to show you guys, purely because, as I've said before, I know sometimes people are like, oh, you always show expensive makeup, but this is makeup that I personally use on a daily basis all the time. It's within my personal budget and it just is as it is. But that does not mean that I don't use drugstore stuff as well. This highlighter palette is awesome. It's one of my favorites, and of course Jaclyn Hill loved it. Looks like this. Now there is one cream shade in there which you can probably see I've stuck my nails in. Not a big fan of cream. These two are baked highlighters, so they're a lot more intense than this one, which is more of a softer, powdery sort of highlight. However, the intensity of all of these is absolutely amazing. I'll quickly swatch them for you. See, they're just some quick swatches, those three on the end. Absolutely beautiful. I would say that they aren't as soft as other ones. Don't forget they are drugstore. That does not mean that they're going to be absolutely amazingly like other highlighters. However, if you are beauty on a budget, you will definitely love this. I'm not beauty on a budget, but I still love this. So I definitely recommend this one out of all the other highlighting palettes by Sleek. Next one is the Makeup Forever Pro Light Fusion in the shade 02. I picked this up when I was in Canada at the end of last year in Sephora, and it is a beautiful gold shade, as you can see. Absolutely stunning. Just wiped that along the bottom for you guys so that you can see. This one is like a true gold, and it would definitely look amazing on all skin tones. It's quite soft, not super soft, it's quite soft and easy to apply. It's not buttery like the Makeup Geek ones or the Lime Crime ones, which are a little bit more buttery. This one is more powdery, sort of, if that makes sense. But nevertheless, Makeup Forever generally has really good products anyway, and I really love this. Now, the only one that is making a repeat from last year's is Becca's Shimmering Skin Perfector Pressed in the shade Opal. I was going to show you Champagne Pop, but it's like it's limited edition, but it's still around. I'm confused. I do love Champagne Pop, by the way. So this is what Opal looks like. I've had this for a while. That is a massive hefty dent. You can see now I'm about to hit pan. These are like the original highlighters. Like Becca almost were one of the first brands to do highlighters like this. Soft, finely milled, not glittery at all, and it just gives a beautiful glow on the skin. I've got that along the top of my hand, just right here. Now they are more on the slightly pricey side, but you know what? They're so worth it. Becca's blushes, Becca's highlighters are absolutely excellent quality, and that is the reason why I continuously use this. I mean, it's got a massive dent in it. That just goes to show how much I've used it, especially when you own so much makeup as I do. For something to get a dent in it must mean that she likes it a lot. This one is a beautiful kind of soft champagne-y ivory sort of shade, but with a hint of gold to it, which is why it's so popular, because it works on all skin tones. Now the last one I'm going to show you is one of my more recent ones. Is by Dose of Colors. It's called Gold is the New Black. Picked this up when I was at IMATS in New York, and it looks like this. It looks like a dirty brown highlighter. Not even a highlighter, it looks like a dirty brown blush, doesn't it? Look at it. Doesn't look like anything exciting. But seriously though, this is just, I love it so much. Again, very similar to Makeup Geek in terms of quality, in that it's very soft, very finely milled, non-glittery, but super luminous, super highlight in your face. I've actually done a review and swatches. Now this one, you can see there. You can see that all of these are their own different types of variations of gold. So it's generally just down to personal preference, really, about what you prefer. Milk and Honey was another one that I got, but it didn't make it into the top 10 because I was holding this one, I was holding that one, I was like, this one. I think this one would definitely go more with medium skin tones than Milk and Honey, and especially more darker medium skin tones, if that makes sense. Like, I know that I always say, oh, my videos are like Indian and Pakistani, but Bangladeshis generally, stereotypically speaking, are a little bit darker, which is the reason why I don't always say Bangladeshi, but I don't want anyone to get offended. But this one would look amazing more on Bangladeshi skin tones, just because it's slightly darker and it would still look absolutely stunning. So that's 9. I thought it was 10, and I keep sneezing because there's so much dust flying around from how much I'm blowing on these highlighters. So the most recent one, other than the Dose of Colors one, is this Jouer one called Skinny Dip. It's from their Skinny Dip collection, and I've only had it a little while, but I'm in love with it. It's what it looks like. Run out of space on my hand. Right, let's whack it on the corner there. There you go. By now I've hopefully done my review along with swatches, which I will link below, because I know I filmed that previous to this, prior to this even. And this one is another one. It's just a beautiful sunny gold, and it's absolutely gorgeous. This one is also non-glittery, but it's definitely very strong, very powerful, very luminescent, easy to apply on the skin. Doesn't kick up too much dust, kicks up a little bit, but not so much that you're going to be wasteful. So that's it. So I hope you guys enjoyed my top 10 highlighters. I think that was 10. If it was 11, I'm sorry. And if it was 9, I'm sorry as well. But I think it was 10. And what else can I say? Oh, you're going to ask about my lipstick. I'm wearing Colourpop's. It's my Ray Ray collaboration. I'm wearing her Razor Lippy Sticks along with Stingray Ultra Matte Lip. And I've mixed them both together to get this. So that's it. I hope you guys are great. Give me some feedback, please, about my lighting situation, my new camera and whatever. Genuine feedback. Don't be mean. It's just to make it easier for me to understand how to work my camera and how to have a better viewing experience for you guys. Spend a lot of money on this, guys. All for you. I love you all. See you all soon. Bye.